started serving at 8. We started making at 6:30.
And about how many pancakes have you made so far?
I personally have made at least 1,000.
At least 1,000?
At least. Along with my team. We made several batches.
And why do you like the natural maple syrup that they offer?
It tastes better. It definitely tastes better than the fake stuff, so
yeah,
that's why I like it.
So we are tapping these trees along here. Like I said when we were walking, there's actually a total of 367 trees that are being tapped this year. You can tap a tree when it's about 40 years old, and you can see that small one just across there that has one bucket. That one's about 40 years old, so you kind of have to plan in advance to tap your maple trees. Or someone else has to plan in advance for you, or you have to buy land that has sugar maples. These are probably, like I said, about 90 years old. So I'm going to open these up so you can see it here while I'm talking. You put that tap in there with a hammer and hang the bucket on there. And this is the way people have been tapping trees for a pretty long time. There's actually a more modern, slightly more modern way of doing it where you hook up the trees with tubing, and through slight suction in the tubes all the sap comes to your sugar house. But a lot of people still do it this way.
The way this starts is early in the morning, you start a fire, and you fill all 3 pots with sap. As a matter of fact, we started this about 3 hours, a little over 3 hours ago, and filled it with sap from these buckets, which at that point were brim full. And once we got the fire going and it was boiling, we began to transfer the sap from this big pot into the middle pot, and then from the middle pot into this final pot. And the process works very simply, just like this. Here to there.
Instead of moving it from one pot to another, what's going on is there's sort of a maze that goes through, and the syrup moves through the maze, and it comes in from outside and moves through the maze, and as it goes through the maze, it's more and more sugar and less water, till it gets down here, and at the very end, when it's done, when it's as much sugar, when it's 2/3 sugar, then Linda takes it off, where there's a little spigot over there. And she knows when it's done. She can see that it's getting close to getting done by the way it bubbles and everything. And when she picks it up with that thing and with the scoop, whatever it's called, and can see how much it's coming out. You know, syrup's thick, so you can kind of see that it looks different than water. Like the sap looks more like water, and the syrup looks thicker. But then she also uses this hydrometer. This thing has a little thing that floats in there. And it can tell you exactly how thick things are, and she can tell that and from the temperature exactly if the syrup's done. And then she brings it out on the little, and she fills big gallon jugs of it. You can see there's gallon jugs over there. And one cool thing that they've always done in this sugar shack is when they get a gallon jug, they make a mark. And you can see the ones from last year, they're up here. And if you look around, you can find some of the ones from other years. It says the date they started sugaring.
Why'd you guys open this up to the public?
Well, it's a fundraiser, of course, and it's also a way for people to get a glimpse of the farm and to promote the farm as well, so that people know it's an asset in town and in the community, and hopefully they'll come back and visit.